It's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, just thank you so much for the love and support. It's truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings is definitely coming your way. And if you've been watching my videos for a while and have not already, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. And if you're comfortable enough, drop a line or two. I would love to get a chance to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the content of the video. It's a positive feedback on the content of the video, or you're telling me about your empathic gift, and you feel like the video is give you good vibes, you would love to share with the loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that may be going through different things at this time that's very heavy. If they need spiritual guidance or confirmation or validation towards life path or soul purposes, please go ahead and share. While you're at it, give it a thumbs up, like, and also share on social media favorites wherever you see fit. As always, thank you so much for the love and support. Is always appreciated, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And this one is about Twin Flame 101. The more you ascend, your gift is being projected as a triple threat. So you're being seen and felt as a triple threat, and there's things of the unseen will come and connect with you just to make sure they can distract you from acknowledging that it is really true. There's a lot of times that you don't know how you're being watched very closely. I've always told people, especially from my experience, but I've seen so many people had that kind of experience when they first awaken. It was when you go through a spiritual awakening, all of a sudden you start feeling a lot of different things, like you're under spiritual warfare, and a lot of different things that can come attack you. There'll be days that you'll get up and you'll be very drained, like somebody just suck the energy out of your life. Or you wake up and you have bruises and scratches, on yourself, and you're trying to figure out where they came from. Or even if you wake up and you're in a really bad mood, because they're already messing with you while you sleep. And sometimes you can have a dream where it has parental advisory kind of situations where it's like one of those relation type dreams, and that's when they're dealing with you in that way too. If you have certain things you just can't say, but the actual encounters, put it that way. And as you being a Heyoka, you're already a hidden trigger. If you notice, there's probably you upbringing where you have always found yourself in drama and just really don't know how how it started. Or it could be something that you said positive, and by the time it came up about that person, your words has been totally stripped around, and next folks trying to fight you. I used to get in stuff like that in high school and middle school, and it was just always too much, and I never knew why. There are certain things I did know why, but other times I really didn't. But it's just like so many different things are being placed on you where they want to keep you dumbed down. They don't want you to elevate in no kind of way. They don't want you to broaden your perspective in any kind of way. So you have to be very cautious about, the energy that comes into your life, want to befriend you when they're coming in to make sure they can destroy everything possible in your life. It's like through my journey, I've had a lot of situations where I've caught myself at, but then when I took a lot of time for me to be able to heal, I appreciate those things, because these are the things that shows me what people are willing to do. And it's sad that it's like that, but just some folks is like that with you when you just really try to understand. And a lot of times, even though they directed towards you, is really nothing personal. It's something about them, that they don't see in themselves. And a lot of times it's like, when, I'm that type of person that, I'll try to go in somebody's head and understand why they do the things that they do. And I guess it's just, me, if I'm going to be that type of person to be, really gutted with you like that, I'm very blunt about it. I just didn't care. If I didn't like you, I told you I didn't like you. It was like, oh, well, you're acting like you don't like me. Because I don't. I'm not even going to make you assume anything. I'm going to just straight out. I don't. It's no I don't even want to say no offense to you, but it's just like I'm not going to be that person that gaslight somebody and do something and act like I'm doing something else. It's just not me, because if I feel like I'm gonna do that, I don't want to be sneaking around. I want you to be aware of that. I'm not that type of person to sneak up on you. I've had people try to sneak up on me and try to fight. I want you to see it coming. I'm not that type of person. But it's like you try to get in somebody's head. It's like, why do they do that? Especially if there's, people that you're really trying to help. And this is the returning the favor that, you're getting, and it's just like that at times, and a lot of times you may not feel your strength the way they feel and see it. When you are that type of person, you want to see everybody grow. You like interacting with people just to, when y'all like express yourself. I love when I used to go on these different chats on different social platforms where we're all discussing what us as empaths, us as Heyokas do, and it would be very informative, very insightful. But it's just like things that I know that other people would be mad that I know, it will feel very threatened by that. And I'm just like, why? We all learning off of each other. It's always a student teacher different thing that you're going on to, because I used to always feel a certain way if somebody seen you was like, do you see yourself as a leader? And I just didn't like stuff like that. It's not trying to, water myself down. But a lot of times when you add that, I don't add a title to what I do. It's just about me learning and growing, and where can I contribute within my life that I can help somebody else as they're helping me. So I just don't like, staying with a title. It's just like sometimes people are like, oh, because they always I've been hearing a few people, they get aggravated when they hear about Heyokas, because it's like they're so arrogant and conceited. I'm like, there may be some folks that's like that, but where do you get that from? And I guess they say, you supposed to be the strongest empath or whatever. I'm like, look, this is what the title they put behind that. You got to take it up with the warriors. They ain't got nothing to do with us. But we just identify with that. And it's just so many different things can be a blessing when we can learn from each other's experiences, not knowing how, just trading war stories about how we grew up, or if there's certain things that we see in a certain perspective that can really broaden, your information. You're getting, you should be like a sponge and soak up everything you possibly can and then add contribution to that. And it's just like the more, I always tell people, the more you tend to grow into your life, the more you tend to know, when you're opening yourself up to learn more about yourself, about the world, how you're creating world change through the different things that you're going through. It can be very beneficial to you, and you're trying to allow yourself to be able to flow towards that. And when you're flowing towards that and you're being open to this growth through your experiences, through cutting tides, through allowing yourself to ascend. Oh my God, I'm not trying to get caught for I'm not trying to get caught up for no that one. I'm like, I'm trying to stop this. All these daggone ads is coming in, trying to get copyrighted. But, going through all those different things into your life, it is very beneficial for you. And you learn and grow from different experiences that you go through. You're moving how you can empower yourself and different people. Because I always tell people, you don't know what kind of inspiration you can inspire other people for. You're somebody's blessing that they pray for. Just try to understand how they're going to be able to overcome certain things that you done got over, a while back. And I always tell people, you just don't know what your experience can be able to benefit from other people learning about the things that you have gone through, your purpose. And that's what creates it. Because there's a lot of times that a lot of us has really been through some very, very detrimental stuff. And just for you being open and showing people, this is my scar. And they always tell you, look at your situation like a very bad scar, depending on what you went through. It's the size of a scar, but you're allowing that to be shown. And it's like, this is a badge of honor. I went through some very traumatizing things, but even though this mess is it impacted me, in my life like that, in a very traumatic way, I transformed it and allowed it to be a beautiful outcome into my life. I found out more things about myself I didn't even know about, and a lot of times we walking blind in our own truth at times, lost in our own translation. I used to get mad and very offensive when people are like, you don't even know who you are. How you going? I'll wake up with myself every daggone day. There'll be times I want to leave myself, but I can't leave myself because I'm with myself, and you have to be able to grow with that. And it was true. Because there's parts of myself I didn't know who I was in more ways than one, and now when I can allow myself to see how much I've changed, like people that I've known, like back in the day when I used to party, like addicted to, drinking and, painkillers and stuff like that, if they was to see me now, I'm like, girl, what happened? Because I'm like totally different. It's like night and day. Now it's just like, I'd rather be at home. I don't like being around a large group of people. I feel like, I'd rather have one or two good friends than having about 10 or 12 fake ones in my life where I really don't know what their intentions are or their purposes are for being in my life, and I've learned and appreciated so much from the good as well as the bad. There's a lot of things that we face in life, and you're really trying to understand the direction that you can truly take after these things has impacted your life. But that's when that time shows you whatever you're facing into your life is preparing you for a purpose that you never knew you're going to move forward in. And at times it really don't. I've seen so many people that have a platform like me, but doing it on different ones, how they really went through some dark times. I've seen recovering addicts in all forms, like when they show a picture when they were on their worst of the worst, and you see them now, it don't even look like the same person. But just being able to know that was their blessing of purpose, that everybody is going through something that really don't, we self-medicated in some kind of way. And it's not always having to do with drugs or alcohol, but there's a lot of things that I've met through empaths that where we had some kind of coping mechanism to deal with the stuff that we fight on the inside, because a lot of times people want to see that as some kind of mental issue when it's actually a spiritual gift. Because a lot of times people be trying to put labels on something, and just because they can't say, well, I don't know, I just don't know. And those are the things that takes place in your life until you finally being guided towards a different road, and you find out something that can just really turn your world upside down in the most beautiful way. These things that impacted you to prepare you for what you're going through right now. The world is going through a lot. Like, you hear good things, but you hear a lot of bad things. It feels good when I can turn on like social media or get on YouTube and I'm hearing something positive that's taking place. But it just seemed like, it is just so much that's going on in the world that, really needs to cease and desist. And for that to take place, they like, assigned us to, most craziest traumatic situations. And you have to go through this very huge and yet very powerful transformation into your life that makes you look at the world different, look at yourself, appreciating everything you've gone through. Because a lot of times we may not be grateful for the things that we face. We get angry, we get mad, we feel like we need justice, we need vengeance for everything that's taking place in our life. We want to punish everybody. Anything that reminds me of whatever I went through, I want to punish them. But then when you can allow yourself to really face that thorn in your side and allow yourself to, really rehabilitate yourself in the most powerful way, and it feels different. It's not going to be like that at first. It takes time for that to happen. Because a lot of times I know with myself, I'm like, why can't I just hurry up and get over this? I don't want to think about certain things. It breaks my heart. All these things that I'm really trying to just accept and let it be. Why can't I just turn that off? And a lot of times we wish we can turn our thoughts off and our minds and our pain off like a light switch. No, you're going to have to go through it. You're going to have to feel it. You're going to have to accept it for what it is. But just being able to see what kind of positive transition that you can take that can create a purpose for you. And that's why it's happening. Because a lot of times that we say we want to do this and that in our lives later on in life after we finish school, and then when you finally get there, it's a blessing when you can see people actually really truly enjoying what they're doing. They have passion for it. But there's a lot of us, They have these, what's your short goal? What's your long-term goal? What's your short-term goal? Stuff like that. And then you get there and it's just like, I'm not enjoying myself. I'm just, this is not, appealing to me. This is not something, it just feels like I'm doing this because, everybody else in my family does it. And when it's just like, that's that thing that shows you if you're not happy about it, if you feel like you got to force yourself to do it, or you get more, only time you get excited is when you don't have to do it. And at the end of the day, when you can go home, and that shows you many ways, there's something that needs to change into your life. And universe will start turning the heat up until you allow yourself to walk away, or they fired you, one of the two. But these are the things, you have to understand. You have to always prepare yourself, even if you're not coming out or connecting with people in a manipulating way, in a malice type way, or a negative type way. There's going to be something about you that's really going to disturb them. And you have to be able to prepare yourself for that, and just know it's just when that mirror effect, and it's like we all mirror each other in some kind of way. You may be connected with somebody and you're just trying to find your place in the world. You may know what you're doing, but you really trying to find where you fit. And there'll be people that you meet, and a lot of time we feel like it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because a lot of times we feel like, dang, when we meet some very toxic people, I say, you trying to tell me I have that? I don't want to be like that, and it's a lot of times that's not true. But, because sometimes they say, this is projecting something you need to find out about yourself. But there's a lot of times people connect with you because they see that light in you and they try to dim it in any way possible. They want to destroy that, because that irritates something that they are really trying to camouflage, or they just trying to ignore, or there's different things where, yes, this is a part of you. And, if you want to grow, and you have to accept there's a part of you is being projected from them for you to be able to see what it looks like on the outside. Or, is this person that has been, they're going through a transition, and there are certain things that they're really struggling with that, you overcome. So there's always different reasons why people are taking place and, are connecting with you in your life. And it can all be a blessing, but it takes a minute, it just depends on how people are willing to be going through change and accept change. But when you're allowing yourself to really see these things for what it really truly is, it can be very beneficial. At times, I ain't gonna lie, there's certain things I went through that made me just want to fight. I was about to catch charges from many daggone ways and just didn't care, because I was just a walking cesspool of just mad, just very, very mad. And, being transparent by that, I'll tell people there's days I'm just not positive. And that's the main reason why when I'm like that, I don't make videos. I just don't. I just don't want to sit up here and put on a fake mask and making everything feel okay when I'm lying. That I don't like being fake like that, but there's times I tell people, you can be a very strong person, but the very strong, insecure person is that they can tell you honestly, I have my sensitive moments. I have my moments where I just don't like the world. I can be mad at God for certain things, the way certain things done came out. And I can admit that. But then there's days also when I can look at God and give him all the praises in the world for guiding me, protecting me, enlightening me, getting into my behind when I needed that discipline in my life, allowing me to see things for what they are, as in clarity when everything was chaotic and cloudy around me, and those things I've learned so much from the people I've connected with, the things that I had to accept, the things that I've healed from, the things that I let go of, the things that's been spotlighted to me, and the things that, I just had to really step back and see it for what it is. And it didn't happen like that overnight. That's why there are a lot of times it's like you have to be patient, and you make you want to just gag on that word, like patience. Like, no, I want it like right now. I don't want to feel this. This is uncomfortable and it's getting on my nerves. I just want to get this over with. So can we do this like in a fast manner, just rapid pace, but now it's just like I understand why God told me to wait. I understand why he kept on telling me it's going to take time, because you start, you're unfolding. So you're knowing yourself from all degrees, every side, every level, every dimension, whatever, angle as well, And then it's just like that, there's a part of me that was laying dormant that I had to eventually face when I got to a certain, distance. So I got to a certain level, God reintroduced me to that. That's why I always tell you, never give up on yourself. Keep showing up for yourself until it meet you to the core. And we need to do that. We really do. And when you're doing that, I mean, it just gives you, a better way of seeing a lot of things. When I look at my past, I look at the things that brought me to this situation, the people that brought me to this situation, and it gives me such a different meaning. It's not, it took me a long time to where I can see the people that did the things they did to me and actually have a positive, meaning towards what they did, and it took time for that. You see a lot of different things where we seen in our family bloodline of what things have done, how certain things that you didn't let go, how it just destroyed you within a shell, of yourself, showing you this is what you can be if you don't allow yourself to heal. And when you can see how that person's life is, it makes you feel bad for those people. And it can be, you feel bad for the people that just broke you in every kind of way. But then you can see, would you rather be that? Would you rather be that, or you want to be something that you can accept what has taken place, allow yourself to face everything, no matter how hard it is, no matter how gut-wrenching, painful it is. You're allowing yourself to adjust towards that challenge of change to create something better for your life. And if you don't, you can be like somebody who has placed that harm on you. And it's not saying that as in a negative way, but then you can see how this person's life, their character, everything has been destroyed over something that they gave all their power to that can't be changed. And I had to really, really look at that, throughout my life, and when it's just like when I see, my mom's ex-husband and everybody else that, took part in what I've gone through, it became a blessing to me. And it took me a long time to really acknowledge that was a blessing to me, because I was dealing with a lot of pain, a lot of anger, a lot of hurt, but then I can allow myself to know, you can see what, what they have done. But even though it was done to you, you see within that person, within that element, how damaging what they have gone throughout their lives, and what they were willing to do to another person's life just because of something that was neglected to them and it wasn't neglected to you. And I mean, and it's just a very hurtful thing where it gets to that point. That's where you're growing within your power, when you see the people that did everything to destroy you, and you want to pray for them because you see that pain and hurt that they feel heavy, that they're not wanting to let go of. There's a lot of times you go through things, and it could be a person that, or people that really destroyed your life in the worst way. And when you allow yourself to go towards that journey of initial healing on all forms, trying to have peace and forgiveness, is like, if you want to be able to move on, you have to find that peace to be forgiving towards things that has done the worst of the worst to you. And a lot of times that's hard. When I was going through my journey on things, universe will guide me towards certain situations that I would see, and it would be something that just puts a lump in my throat that made me want to cry for somebody. There was a time where I watched, like, people, if you've been with me for a while, you hear me say I watch a lot of crime cases. Like, I like That Chapter with Mike. I love his channel. Or Christina Randall, or Bailey Syrian, or Eleanor Neal. Was it Coffee and Crime? Different things like that. And what was the other girl's name? Brooke McCann, I think that was her last name. And different stuff like that. But I knew it was this Muslim guy, and his son, had his life taken by a guy robbing him. And they were almost around the same age. And that man, he took his son, he's no longer with the living. And he went up there and he told him, with the boy's parents, that, he was sentenced to life in there, and it was very young. and it's just like, I forgive you, because now it's not just one child that's being lost. Now it's two. And when I sit up here and tell y'all, I cried when that man said, I forgive you. I can't hold that pain in for you because you killed my son, you know. But I give you that peace because there's something that you're going through that makes you do these things. So I'm forgiving you. And I mean, it was just like I just sat there in tears because I would not know, me being a parent. And I mean, that's the worst situation that a parent can hear, is either saying that your child is no more, or or your child has been taken, or your child has been in a car accident. And that's certain things that with you becoming a parent, those are the things you never want to hear. And with me having children at that age where his son was taken, I mean it was just like, wow. That was very powerful for him to do. And it's just, the fact is, for me, if he can forgive them, give that, that young man, for what he's done, why can't I, forgive the people for what they've done to me? And that's where your power lies at, no matter what is taking place in your life. Ooh. No matter what is taking place in your life, there is some kind of way you can be able to recover from that. It's not easy. It's not easy for you to do. You have to go through a lot of self-reflecting, allowing yourself to go through lines of accepting the truth, even when it hurts. It hurts deep. And you start finding yourself through that core of the cast that has been placed on you through pain, abuse from whatever that you have experienced in your life, hatred, just anything, and it's like an onion. And it's like, onions don't smell the greatest, even though I love onions don't smell the greatest. But when you start peeling them back, them things start getting stronger, and it makes your eyes water. But going through those things in your life, it takes you through hell. But when you come out, you don't even smell like it. You don't even smell like you've been there. You don't smell like smoke. There's a lot of angels that had to travel through hell, and you come back and you create a storm of power that can't be touched. And that's where the meaning behind that, because it's like, when you have faced the worst into your life, like the worst of the worst into your life, it's like when things come up and it tries to, ish gonna hit the fan, where some folks will come in and attack you in any kind of way. And when it does, and it's just like, there's times when people say the stuff they said to me, I said, if you really knew my background history, you really wouldn't approach me with that, because if you did, you would have came up with something better. If you felt like you were going to come at me, that was weak. And that's where your warrior comes in, because when you have to really heal from things that's taking place into your life that really took you through that, because you're on that roller coaster ride until God feels like it's time for you to get off. And he'll give you what is it, Dramamine or something like that, because you may get sick from all them tops and turns, and and give you a puke cup or puke bag, whatever they want to call it. I'm like, nah, you ain't getting off for a good minute, but hold on tight. Make sure everything in here is secure, and you're going to keep riding that wave. You're going to keep going down, sharp curves and that big dip, and, your stomach going to be in your throat. And, if you hit another one, your butt might be in your throat. You never know. Or it could be the other way backwards. But, you're going through these different things. And when you have gone through those things and seen the worst within your life, and a lot of times that can really cut deep. It can really hit deep. And it's just like, it's creating sustenance of strength within you that you never knew you were capable of having. And it's always been there. You just had to go through those things just to be able to find it, and it was always there. And there's a lot of parts of ourselves that were things are laying dormant until it's time for us to get into that vibration where you need to be reintroduced to the part of you that that was forgotten for a minute. And those are the things that help you grow. These are the things that strengthen you. You're a warrior, so they want to make sure you follow behind the meaning that's placed in you as that. you know. And a lot of times we don't give ourselves credit for that, because there's so many different things we can keep going through, and you can have that vibration like, I don't know if I have enough energy left to keep going through this. I done said that a lot of times, and it's just like my soul was like, you know what, that stubbornness is gonna kick in, because you are a sore loser, and there's too many people that are praying for your downfall. You ain't quitting. That's the worst thing you want to do, because too many people are hoping you do. And those are the things it's not even proven to them, because you ain't got nothing to prove. This is to yourself. And these are those things that make makes you untouchable. When you're allowing yourself to achieve something that you never thought you can be able to do, because it's like when I've seen different things that's happened in people's lives, and I've cried for them, because I don't know, I can't even imagine and don't want to, even know how they been able to manage going this far from the things that happen, and then come look at my life, and it really took me there. It really took me there. And and I used to get very angry with people, and like, I can't even imagine. I don't want you to. I get mad when people say that, and I'm not getting mad and taking it personal, but I never want anybody to feel that pain that I've had to go through. That's not some kind of pain that it takes a very chosen few to go through something like that, and you still be in the right mind. And I'm not saying that is where I feel like my pain is over the hill from somebody else's. No, I'm just saying there's a lot of things that people can go in life, and you got to be that one that got all hidden forces and going to make sure that you don't fall off the cuckoo's nest about that, because there's a lot of people that I know that went through some stuff and they ain't come back right. They didn't, or they're no longer here, or they done got a whole lot of numbers going behind their name because of the things that they've gone through. And just because you're that chosen few that's not going to be in that situation, because they're like, this is not going to define you. This is not going to do whatever it is just trying to do. This is not going to consume you. You're not going to embody that. You're going to be that type of person that's going to you're going to overachieve whatever that devil tried to keep you in. Because God will put you through some stuff. If he put you through it, he going to get you through it. And a lot of times it's hard for us to do that, to think that, but it is. Because there are many times I don't say something to God and I'm like, Lord, I'm surprised I'm still living. From the discussions I done came back at him, there's many times I had to repent, but I was speaking my truth, and and I felt that. But now when I get to that point, I can really say I'm blessed, even though there's a lot of things that's taking place in my life. It don't put me through a lot of changes. There's days I've screamed and cried, and I said I'm tired. I'm tired of a lot of different things that's taking place in my life. I just can't take anymore. And, God will wait for a day or two, or even probably about an hour or two. Are you done yet? What you mean, am I done yet? Because I'm not done with you. You threw that towel, and I'm throwing it right back to you. You're not quitting. I'm not going to allow you to. You got too many things to do. You got a purpose, and your purpose is not quitting, and you have to understand that. When you're going through in life where you have haters like around every corner, you have people mocking you. They have people that want to discredit everything about you or discourage you in every kind of way. You have something very powerful in you that they hate with a passion, because they can't find it in themselves. And I'm at that point where I can actually say everybody has that, but not everybody got the courage to connect with that. And you have to understand that. And it's not saying that this person is weak or anything like that, but there's a lot of times, the main person is willing to, hit you in all kind of ways. You could be that wounded dog and he want to add more pain to you. There's folks that's like that in the life, but those are the ones that they're hurt more than you are, because they allow that hurt to, keep manifesting, instead of allowing themselves to face that and heal from it and really allow it to be what it truly is. They don't want to do that. They just rather project and seeing what other pain that they can place on somebody because they're hurt. So it's just like there's a lot of things in your life that could have broke you in every kind of way, but those are the same thing that broke you in any kind of way, build you up into something that you can't be touched, because you become a beast after that. It's just like, people want to come at you and act all sideways. You just gonna be like, like, girl, you don't think that's funny? He's like, that didn't make you mad? No, actually, I thought it was kind of funny, but hey, if they really knew what I knew, they wouldn't have been coming at me like that. But it is what it is, and that's where you truly get that definition of what a warrior is. Warriors is not ones that go through the petty stuff. You that one that, you keep going through that grueling things. They're trying to tell you to swim through mud with a cement block of a backpack with a cement block on your back. And you have to be able to do that, up a hill. And you really having to do that mess. And I'm like, good God, that even sounds dangerous and painful, but that's what you are. That's not for the weak at heart. That's the reason why we go through so much. When you were that one that's been chosen, you gonna go through hell to get your own piece of heaven. You are really gonna do that. So allow yourself to know you are a triple threat. If you got folks that's trying to do any and everything to make you doubt yourself, is because there's so many different things that can bless you in so many ways. And they just don't want you to acknowledge that. They're scared of what you discover. They always tell you what you can't do, and I don't think that's possible, because they scared to know that if you find that out, you're going to find out you could. And that's what they don't want you to do. So you allow yourself to know when you have haters that's coming in your life to try to block everything that's going on, because they see that greatness in you. So you need to say that same thing that they trying to make you stay away from, because you got that. That's yours. You claim it. You outlive that. You wear that badge of honor because you deserve it. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content in this video, y'all. I had to go ahead and take me a recharge fuel after that chat and come back and, keep it moving. So I hope y'all have a blessed, peaceful weekend. Be responsible at every single thing you do. I would love to give a post notification shout out to Sunny Days and Magic Taco, Farrah Hazard, and Cookie Love. Much love to you as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you drop a line. I would love the chance to get to know you. I'll leave all my contact information in the description box below. And there's a lot of people that just, hits me up on my email if they want to talk to me about things one-on-one. It's all about spiritual networking. Give you a deeper understanding about your purpose. I try my best to be able to help people out where I can, or if I can't tell you from experience, then I plugged in the source, or I find the information online that, that helps you get a broader perspective about your purpose or your mission that's taking place into your life. And whatever we speak on is confidential. I try to help out the best way I can. And whatever you're working on to manifest into your life, I'm placing abundance and prosperity vibes on your path to make sure it comes so much bigger and better than you ever expected it. Whatever God got coming into your life, I hope it brings you to your knees in joy and shock, because you truly deserve that. Whatever you're going through right now that keeps you up at night, keeps your heart breaking, knowing it's going to lead you towards better. Everything is temporary. Don't, you're aiming towards a lot better things. So whatever's going on, you have your abundance is coming, your abundance about to knock on your door, and put it that way. And, it's going to be coming sooner than you expected as well. So don't give up on yourself. Keep it moving. If you got to take a pause for the cause, you do that, but you get right back up. Don't give up. So I hope you have a blessed weekend. Please be safe and responsible at every single thing you do. Even if through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibes, frequencies. You just never know. All those things will really take somebody a long way. Much love to you. Peace.